I'm gonna go find a beer so you guys can see exactly what's happening. Oops. Bear with me, everybody. I'm technologically don't understand what I'm doing here. Hey, Gay. You guys see what's happening right now? Look what I rigged up. Brian, I need technological advice. I don't have any for you. So I've got Garrett. Hey, Garrett, say
Look, hi. What's up, everybody?
We got Garrett here on one side, and then we've got
Brian.
you guys over here on the other side.
Brian, why is it doing this to me?
Garrett had a crazy idea this morning, which was, why don't we try to combine live streams? And the bummer about YouTube is they don't allow multiple channels to combine their live streams, at least not anything. Video is sideways. Is it sideways now, Chris? Help me out here. Is it doubling the voice? Chris Sexton. Hold on. Stay here, Brian. I'm coming back. Okay, so this is correct, but it's vertical. It's not. Yeah. Gotcha. All right. So I was gonna show you guys this thing, but I think I might save it. Follow me on Instagram. You've seen what this is. What's up, Marshall? All right, guys. Well, I'm starting mine right now, Brian. I'm gonna say hi to everybody, and then we'll jump together and talk about something. Okay, I'm gonna turn you down while you're saying hi to everybody. Okay. I am going to Pomona. Okay, guys, so this is what's up. I got together with Mr. Brian Kusko this morning. Hi, what's up, Mason Nays? We decided to try and do a Talk 'em Up Tuesday since we had all that chaos earlier when I was trying to live stream at the same time he was trying to live stream. So we decided to go ahead and do like the Talk 'em Up Tuesday style, almost like an interview, but we're really just gonna hang out tonight. And I wanted to live stream his live stream as I'm live streaming on this live streaming. Lori, you have to definitely watch this channel. It's really going to be the same thing anyway. My channel is actually going to be better because you'll be able to see both of us. So we're going to go ahead and live stream with Brian as he live streams. So you guys will actually be able to jump back and forth. What's up, Gustavo? I haven't done Daytona yet. I need to do it. Yeah, you got to watch both of them, and then you can actually, we're going to get some cross-commenting going on and stuff. But once we jump into here, it's basically just going to be hanging out with me in my living room here in Pittsburgh and Brian down in his snake room out there in California. So yeah, it should be pretty fun. We'll see what's going on. Hey, how's it going, man? $20 for every time I said live stream, we'd be rich. Yes, exactly. That's what it is. It's the live stream about live streaming while we live stream. You know what I should do is actually just watch it on YouTube on my TV while we're up there too. All right, let me see if I can get Brian's attention over here. Exactly. Yes, I stole your time slot. But this time, we changed the time slot though. We made it earlier just for Garrett. Yes, now we're sharing. Now we're sharing. Here, I'm gonna turn you back up, dude. I'm turning you up too, so we're all together now. So all right, we're all together now. Everybody's saying they're having fun because they're actually tuning in on 2 different devices to watch both at once. Oh, I just turned you back down accidentally. Sorry, dude. I said everybody's having fun because they're watching 2 devices at once. That's funny. I'm sure there is going to be a bit of a lag. Bear with us, but yeah, it should turn out pretty fun anyway. I guess the thing is that Garrett and I, we always want to hang out so much, but we're on opposite ends of the country. So we're trying to hang out as much as possible. So let's just hang out. All right, let's just hang out. So you don't ever make it onto my live streams, so what I usually do is we do a little giveaway. And this week, we're actually doing a... and Shelly says we should just get married already. But I've already been betrothed to several people, so... Yeah, same here. I'm kind of taken, and then if anything happened with her, I'm sure I'd be like taken 10 times over anyways, so... Yeah. Brian's just my side piece, Shelly. Can you guys hear Garrett over here on the stream? I'm assuming you can because the speaker's like literally right next to it. Same question. Somebody out here, can you guys hear Brian on my stream? Thanks for the comment earlier today. What's up, Chevy?
On the live stream.
Can you guys hear Brian Kusko on my live stream? Yes. Okay, cool. Thank you. Perfect. All right.
You guys can hear him. Just obviously.
I think we're technologically synced, other than my camera is portrait.
This is crazy. I'd like to go ahead and never mind. Everybody already saw that advice. If you guys didn't see it here, I'm gonna go through another reflection. I'm just pretty blown away with. I'm talking myself up here. That's new.
Exactly.
This device that I've come up with to live stream with. There you go, truck car reflection.
That's pretty slick.
It's pretty gnarly looking.
So you got the live stream and the FaceTime both on one. That's pretty fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, you guys will have to hook it up. Someone's asking me if we were to trade each other best snakes, what would we trade? But to be honest with you, I think the question's irrelevant because you already have a lot of my cool snakes. And
yeah, I already have Garrett's coolest snake here. She's sitting right here right now.
And I don't know if I want any of your cool snakes.
Yeah, but that was why I named this live stream what I wanted to name it, which is Reach Out and Touch My Balls. Because
how's it going, Darren?
Some of my coolest snakes here are not.
What's up, Mr. Wiggins?
They're not. What are they? They're ball pythons.
They're ball pythons, and my thing, like those of you guys who've been watching me for a while know that I'm it's exclusively dwarf and super dwarf retics. Yeah, see now that's a fantastic snake.
Yeah,
but
and this is not the coolest snake here, but it's still something. It doesn't matter how cool it gets because Garrett's just not into ball pythons.
Yeah, well, and that's exactly it. I mean, the truth is, I actually love. I don't know if I've met a reptile I don't like, But the thing of it is, I can only have so many. I can't keep everything. And
yeah, the problem with ball pythons is when you get into ball pythons, you don't just have a couple ball pythons.
No, you have to have a wall full.
It's not like an indigo snake or something, where you just get one or two. It's like a wall full, right?
Yeah.
Reagan, to answer your question, Garrett and myself will both be at.
I agree with you.
This weekend.
Yeah,
we're flying across the country. He'll be there too.
Yeah, we're actually gonna do a Triple B episode, I think, right?
We are.
And I don't know what I'm gonna film out there, but we shall see.
I'm sure he'd come up with something. So I gotta do double duty here. I'm gonna flip the screen around over here. I'm gonna flip the screen around over here. Okay, so there you go, a little sneak peek of tomorrow's episode of Triple B TV with our buddy Travis. It was his great idea to let our hair down, as you can see from the episode. But for good audio, we had to turn the fan off too, so we both.
That's gonna be pretty crazy. That's too much long hair in one.
It was too much. We both agreed while it was happening that it was too much. But I'm pulling this up so that I can do the giveaway for this, because if you guys remember on last week's stream, I mentioned that we were going to.
Thank you, Genetic Hunters. Yeah, go ahead and hit the like button down there. Hey guys, everybody on Brian's channel, hit the like button real quick.
Thanks.
And
so I'm going in here. I'm going to pull up yesterday's video, which was a camping video. I didn't think there would be a ton of people that watched it because it's a little different from. I don't know, it seems like people really get into seeing like snake room tours or just want to see. For the most part, I'm not saying everybody, but YouTube in general, like really likes to see the same stuff. If you do something different, they're like, I don't want to see different. I want to see the same.
I think that probably has to do with consistency. But the truth is about your channel, like I don't know how everybody else uses it, but I watched that whole camping one. And the reason why is because I'm working, I have a chaotic day, and I don't get to go camping. So it's kind of like living vicariously. I think that's why everybody likes your channel, because you sit down, you're authentic, and we can feel like we're there. You know what I mean? So like some of my favorite things that you do is when you just set up the camera and hang out around a campfire with a guitar. I don't know about you guys. What is, those of you guys that are watching my stream, what's your favorite thing about watching Kusko's vlog?
And same thing here. Your channel is, I remember I put up a little thing about you vlogged one of the times, the last time you came to visit here in Atascadero. And we were vlogging about just whatever. We were looking for bluebellies in the backyard. Yeah. And I remember thinking it's so random. But you took the camera for a while, so you were vlogging before you even had a channel.
I am random too. Absolutely.
I almost think you should start a separate vlog channel.
No, my plan is to just vlog on other people's channels so that I don't have to do it.
Yes, we talked about that this morning.
That's the way to do it, Brian. Yeah.
You just come over here and vlog on my channel.
Exactly. Speaking of which, I don't know did any of your viewers catch the little Facebook drama that I started about should I post a video of a retic bite that I got.
We do have crossing over subscribers, so I would be willing to bet that they did.
Yeah, I have. See, everyone's saying what they like. They like when you do Kusko Uncut, and of course when Hillary takes the vlog. So.
Oh right, yeah. We need to have Hillary take off the vlog more often, because and we also needed to get that bite thing. We're talking about ideas for filming at Pomona, and we had a great one involving Johnny Cash and Garrett getting tagged by as many animals as possible.
How did we even come up with that? It's so stupid. So, guys, you know me on my channel. I'm a very responsible, upstanding citizen, and the idea is that I create good quality professional content when I'm on my channel. So if I was to jump over to say Brian's channel, for example, I could just put whatever kind of crap up that I want, and it doesn't matter.
I was trying to do that. I was trying to let you be seen while you're talking.
Oh yeah. I don't know how to do it. They can just listen.
Right.
They just tell them to jump on. Like, all my viewers are saying they're watching it on 2 devices.
Thanks, Eddie.
So tell everyone they need to jump up and watch both vlogs on 2 devices if they want the full surround effect of sitting down in 2 different living room or 2 different rooms on opposite side of the countries all at once.
Yeah, it's getting in there, buddy. So here's the part. Okay, I'm gonna do a drawing. If you guys remember last week, I talked about that we would alternate. One week we would do trivia.
That's right, Drew.
For the sticker, and 1 week we would do, just because everybody can't always make it on the live stream at the time that we do the live stream, which I'm hoping we alleviated a little bit because of starting an hour earlier to accommodate our East Coast folks.
You got your surround sound, Lori.
And so that last week we did the trivia for the print, and we did a random drawing for the sticker. Now, the one problem is that I don't think we got 100 comments on yesterday's video, but we possibly did get 100 comments on the
For those of you guys that are watching,
video. So
Brian, I'm gonna talk about snake bite questions for a second while you do your thing. Is that cool?
Okay, cool. I'll turn it down for a minute.
I'll jump right back. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave him running on there. But I think everybody is wondering. By the way, these are the results of the bite. All I have is like one really sore spot. What's up, Noah Sage? You can't hear me, I don't think. Hi.
That they have stingers. And
You gotta love those kids.
their stingers are
But anyway, you can barely see it though. I mean, it was an 11-foot female. It just blends with the freckles. You can see a couple pin pricks there. But she nailed me on the forearm, and it was a feed response. And I actually had an intern there who was filming me for something unrelated, so she got the whole thing on. But I learned a trick when I was living in Indonesia about releasing snakes from that kind of a bite. And it saved me, and I taught it to Tim O'Reilly and Jay Brewer over at Prehistoric Pets, and they've taught it to people, and people have taught it to people. Pressure, it really isn't much pressure. I mean, any of those kind of big constrictors, they don't have a whole lot of jaw bite down force. They just kind of hook into you with really long, thin teeth. So, to be honest, I would probably rather be bitten by a 12-foot retic than my 10-pound toy poodle, because that would actually leave a scar. And this is going to be nothing. I mean, the day after you couldn't see it. But basically, turning you down for a sec, Brian. There we go. Basically, you know, when they nail you like that, a lot of it depends on what you do next. And so for those of you guys that are watching, that's actually going to be the subject of my video, you know, and whether or not I use a clip from that is the decision that I'm making. But I do want to try to tackle the discussion of reticulated python bites, because I think it's something that, you know, it's a sensitive issue, and I think a lot of us that work with the big snakes, I mean, you guys know me, I do retics full time, so I definitely don't want anything to happen with them. But from like a legal standpoint, you know, they talk about extreme activists, animal activists that don't want us keeping any pets, using it as ammunition, and I can get that, but this was the cleanest, nicest bite. I mean, she bit me. I just talked through it because I had my intern there, and I used it as a teachable moment as far as what, what to do if you take a bite. And it's not a circumstances that happens a lot. I mean, I've been working with them forever, but it could happen. And retics, especially if you're newer, you're actually a lot more prone to take a bite from a retic because they have a very aggressive feed response, which is actually one of my favorite things about them. But you really need to learn how to work your way around that, And then the other thing to mention is this was a big female. I know that animal individually. She was not like a breeder male that was dangerous, that is from a standpoint of like wanting to do damage of me. She just thought she was getting fed and bit me on the arm, seeing warm-blooded prey item. So I have a technique that I use, like I said, that I learned in the jungle, and my video shows, and probably the part of the clip, you're right, any snake can do that, and this is why I want to do the videos, because any snake could tag you. I've actually seen Brian on his channel use my bite release technique on a hognose, which is a really tiny snake that does have a feed response. What's up?
Look who won the random prize.
Who is it? Is it me? Ah, that's funny. Brian just did a random drawing. Okay, I'm turning you up. So I just won his drawing. You're so freaking fake, Brian. You say you're authentic and then you totally rig it to where it's so rigged. There's no way. There's no way.
You can't mess that. It's live.
Anyways.
This isn't pre-recorded.
Well,
Call out people who are commenting.
Yeah. I don't know if I buy it. What do you guys think? You think his drawing was rigged to where I just happened to win on his live feed as he does it? That seems kind of rigged to me, Brian.
That seems ridiculous.
I thought you were all about authenticity. Here over at Reach Out Reptiles, we just speak the truth, right, guys? So, anyways, all of you guys on Brian's feed should just abandon them now and move over to mine. I'll shoot you straight. What do you guys think about that? That's hilarious.
I wonder if that has to do with the fact that YouTube's algorithm doesn't. That's just so.
No, I don't think it could have. That's got to be.
That's crazy.
I don't know about that. But anyways, just a final answer on the bite thing. If I show it, I'm just going to show the technique and the snake releasing, because that's really the educational part. If you want to see gory stuff, you can get that anywhere. Hey, One Soft Kiss says, "What's up, Mr. Kusko?" She's on my feed, in case.
Oh, I see how it is. I see you East Coast folks stick together over there. I get it.
That's right. So, yeah, Drew, I think it'll be a good one. But anyways, no, I don't know. I like this. It is kind of weird because you have two different people that.
I'm gonna go see both of you guys. I'm planning to go see both of you guys on my
Before
East Coast
Tinley.
trip. Yeah, before Tinley, I'm planning to go see Carla and yourself right before Tinley. So.
Yes, Gray, Brian Kusko will be at Tinley. I'm actually dragging his butt out there. He's gonna fly to the East Coast, come visit Reach Out Reptiles for the first time, finally. And then we're driving up there together. So, isn't that a perk? Like, Brian, because I sponsor you at the level of $2,000 per month, anyone on here that wants to jump on and give you $2,000 a month, you'll fly out and go film them at their location too, right? They get to be on your channel.
That's basically what it works out. It's a little less than that a month, but.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't sponsor him at $2,000 a month, but yeah, it's something we've been talking about.
Just like I went ahead and did the giveaway, even though we didn't have comments, I tend to do things that, even if they don't meet the requirements that I had set, I still go ahead and follow through and do things anyway.
Oh,
so,
you're such a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm just not too nice. That's what it is. We're about to do a trivia question for the Triple B sticker.
All right, we'll jump in on it. Is it okay if somebody over here answers? Does that count?
Sure. Yeah, if they get the answer right first.
Okay, if you guys get it first, then he'll give you one, and then how about you give another sticker to your channel? We'll just give out 2 stickers.
Yeah, we'll do 2. We can do that totally. 2 stickers.
Okay, Brian Kusko trivia. Here we go.
But here's the kicker.
I'm gonna try to read your guys' comments.
The people on your stream are gonna get this sticker right here. The people on my stream are gonna get this sticker.
Oh, I see how it is. So you'll get a small sticker, but then I'll back it up with a Reach Out Reptile sticker. How about that? You win a Kusko trivia, and then I'll do it. I'll throw out a sticker for you.
His reach out sticker with a Reach Out Reptiles shirt. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
I'm not giving away the shirt. Okay, so the trivia question is going to be related to yesterday's vlog.
Yesterday's vlog. Listen up.
It's real simple. So this is going to be a little tougher for your subscribers that aren't subscribed to me because they would have had to watch yesterday's video. But the question is real easy. It's real easy. The question is, what was it that Noah was doing that had her literally so worried? Super easy.
Oh, come on. It's way too easy. Am I allowed to win? I already won one tonight.
I mean, yeah, you are actually. Other people that aren't.
We'll let it go.
Yeah,
Ron said climbing a tree. Ron said climbing a tree. So, Ron Tron.
All right. I got Ron's info.
Here you go. Tree. I'm getting blown up now. So, apparently they were watching. That was pretty cool. Is Noah Sage still in there?
Where is it? Let me find that guy.
I was just going to tell him good job because that was pretty cool.
He's not in here. Yeah, he blown me. The funny thing about that camping vlog is I was not planning to film. I wasn't going to do it. I brought the camera, of course. I always bring the camera because you never know how something's going to happen. And what it was that happened was Noah climbing that tree. That was literally the first thing. I know I crafted the story in a way that it, seemed like we woke up in the morning.
There you go. You got your story arc in there.
That was literally the first thing that I filmed while we were camping was Noah, because he had actually gotten up the tree before I started filming. He was trying again. I was watching him and waiting, and then he finally got up the tree. I was like, oh my gosh, I have my camera. I need to.
Hey, what's up, Josh? Thanks for jumping ship.
All the times when he's trying to climb up it, when Hillary's like trying to catch him and stuff, that's actually after he had actually made it up to the top of the tree.
Oh, okay.
I'm my secrets right now, but that's what happened. I wasn't planning to film a vlog there, but since Noah inspired me to do it.
Well, that's a really big deal. I think I don't know if you have to be a dad to like understand that kind of a moment, but sometimes it's like your kid climbed up a little bit of tree or whatever. Oh, sorry, one soft kiss. She says she got ripped off and answered first. You guys go ahead and PM me. I'll send you a sticker anyway. Anyways, when it's really cool, like Kira is a lot like Noah, where she gets super determined and jumps into something, and it might not be a big deal to us, but it's super important to them, and by default, it becomes super important to you. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I think that's what's so cool. Like, I think it's kind of like a glimpse. I don't know if your kids are going to get into sports or whatever when they're older and stuff, but
yeah, they're playing soccer and stuff right now. So
yeah, you get so proud. Not that they're just running around doing something normal, but that they overcome something. It's really cool to see that, So I don't know. That's fun stuff. I'm actually really excited to get our kids together with your kids when we go to Pomona, or maybe not the reptile show, but shortly after.
Yeah, that'll be fun, man.
Yeah, my kids have never met his kids. Well, I guess Kira and Noah Sage met at a reptile show one time.
Right. Yeah, just for a second, though.
Did any of you guys watch the Triple B TV episode? It was an older one with Kieran and Jean on that channel. I'm interested to know if anyone saw that one, because we were both on there, too. So, you remember that one?
What's that?
You remember that episode?
Of course I remember that episode. I remember every single episode I ever filmed.
Oh, okay. That was a pretty good one. That was good times.
That was she's one of the only kids that's been on the channel besides my own kids, actually, as far as she's definitely the only kid that's been interviewed on my channel, that's for sure, besides my own kids, of course.
Yeah. Well, that actually sparked a lot of stuff off, because shortly after that, Dave Kaufman had her on his channel. She did the Iguana Fest thing, and Zilla has even been talking about using her for some stuff. One of the things that we planned is we're going to go back to Prehistoric Pets, where Kira was born and raised, and Laura wants to film her doing like a tour through the zoo and explaining all the animals and stuff that they can use in, I don't know what capacity, maybe a video that they play at the zoo or something like that. So she's a great little like hostess, because she's like laser focused, especially about animals.
She's on it, dude. She's on it.
Yeah.
She's on it.
Yeah. So
fun to see her again.
yeah, you guys will have to jump back if you haven't seen that episode on Brian's. That was a fun one.
Eventually, you're just gonna have to move back here to California and stop being an East Coast trader over there. Get back to your roots.
Yeah, this actually is my roots. I was born in Pittsburgh, but nice try.
Okay.
So, one soft kiss. I'm supposed to relay a message. One soft kiss is sending me messages for you, but she wants to get a big box of craft stuff to Hillary or something. Is that right? So,
okay.
Let's see. Yep.
Also, I guess my funny thing is some of my roots are over there too. Like my grandfather and my grandmother are both from the East Coast. They're transplants from the East Coast here to California. So it'll be fun to go out and see their stomping grounds. When I go to visit you guys over there, I'm going to see her stomping grounds with her and then see you in my grandpa's stomping grounds. So that should be fun.
It is pretty cool. And you know, the nice thing about Pittsburgh is like the city and culture, like the city life and everything has changed. But the second you get outside of downtown, everything is the way I remember it when I was a kid, you know. So it's life is a little slower paced out here, for sure.
Bye, Shelley. Have a good night. Thank you for helping
People
out.
were actually asking me why I moved away from California. And I think that's a popular question because everyone's like, oh, the weather is nice out there or something. But where you guys live is awesome. You know, where I live, Southern California, Huntington Beach, it's a totally different thing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't want to have like raise girls where I lived. You know, so yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'm
That
about
stinks,
to sign
one
off
sock
because
kiss.
I got to start up the Patreon stream here in a couple minutes.
Okay, well you guys will have to jump over here. I'm gonna actually show off some of my baby retics from the last clutch from selective breeding. So
Yeah, if you guys aren't on Patreon here, then make sure you go jump over to Out Reptiles. He's going to continue his stream and show you some really cool retics. So make sure you go do that. Congratulations to our winners tonight.
Hey, thanks.
Thank you for inspiring me to try something new. Always fun.
Yeah, this was totally different. Hopefully it was fun for all the watchers too, you know what I mean? I think I had a little bit of fun with it. I don't know, you know, I think it's a good idea. We might have to flesh it out a little bit better next time or something, see if we can continually improve it. But
yeah, it would be really good if we get us both on the same stream, like the exact same stream.
yeah, that would be awesome. I don't know how that's possible, but anyways.
Instagram. Start up your Instagram. Get it going.
I've heard that one before, so yeah. All right, well, hey man, have a good one. Have a good night.
You too.
Take care.
Later, dude.
Okay, that one's done. Done and done. Got you guys back over here. All right, who wants to see some baby snakes? Anybody? So, genetic hunters, I definitely need to do Instagram. I think anybody that is working with like live eye candy needs to do Instagram. But my thing is, I don't personally do live Instagram, and so it would be like a whole new thing for me to learn. And I definitely need to do it. But what I would like is to get somebody, if anyone's local to the area, just throwing a thing out there, I would like to get somebody to say, here, you take charge of the Reach Out Reptiles Instagram, because then I can have somebody else run it for me and I can focus on some of the other stuff. Okay, you guys might notice, okay, I got it. You want to see some snakes. I got a box of snakes here for you. So these babies are from a clutch that I've been working on kind of since 2008 in selective breeding. I have a male that anybody that's a super dwarf geek might remember back in the day when the Snow Project was first coming out. I was working at Prehistoric Pets, and they hatched this one particular snow male that they put up as a Jay's trophy pick because he was just blew every other snake out of the water. Not only was he a visual snow, which is an anery albino, but his pattern was just super clean and refined. To this day, I haven't quite seen one like him. They were just one scale wide, perfectly symmetrical patterns. And I'm going to show you a normal double het that I'm holding back, a female from this clutch, just so you can get an idea of what this pattern looks like. This is pretty stinking sweet. But man, I loved how this clutch turned out. So it was from him to a really small female. And part of what was so exciting was I've been kind of, working on my theories of how to do better and better selective breeding. And my personal opinion is that when you use a male, they get a whole bunch of the influence from a pattern perspective from the father. So I don't know if you guys can see this girl's pattern, but look how it's like the black portion of the pattern is completely just one scale wide. A lot of with super dwarfs, it blows the pattern out to where they're speckly and kind of patternless and reduced. So these guys, this line, for whatever reason, it reduces and cleans the pattern. Yeah, they're very like greenish gold and gunmetal gray on the side. But the pattern is super reduced and refined, but it doesn't go away. It's all still there. So part of what I love about retics is their pattern, but I don't know, can you guys see that? It's just perfectly one scale wide. It doesn't go thicker and thinner like black, you know, most of them will have thicker portions of black and then thinner portions to the point of getting away. But anywhere there's black pattern, almost on the entire snake, it's just one scale wide, with the exception of where you have it collide with other parts of the pattern. But look at that thing. I mean, it's just incredible. Yeah, attitude and intelligence is a big one. Everyone says they're so flighty and bitey and terrible, but I always find that funny, especially when retic people say it about super dwarfs, because all retics used to have that reputation when they were wild caught or first generations. This baby is like a couple weeks old, and obviously she's awesome. Thank you guys very much. Yeah, I think she's really good. So we'll start with the least and get to the best from a morph perspective, but I held this girl back just because, I mean, she's absolutely amazing. So hi, Kimberly Lynn. Thanks for jumping over. So that's the girl, and that has that kind of white diamond pattern trait. And one of my thoughts was, I really want to do, you know, with bloodlines and percentages being so important with super dwarfs, I want to start, I have some customers that have really high-end dogs, and I want to get into doing some really cool pedigree stuff, because I know the history on this project pretty much going back to the wild, at least on the father's side. So if I have all that information, I might as well pass it on. Now this is one of the aneries from the clutch. So anery removes, you know, traditionally they say it removes all the red pigment. And if you guys take a look at this guy, he's just, yeah, very purpley, like a purple gray. And again, look at that white diamond pattern where it's just real refined, perfect one scale wide going down the dorsal. And then when you look at the sides, I love an anery that has the light and dark gray speckling. When they grow up, takes them being an adult, you know, retics get better as they grow, kind of like a carpet python. But as adults, this thing is just going to look like, you know, really crazy asphalt. So I'm not trying to, you know, be all salesy on this or whatever, but this male will become available, and he has that white diamond pattern. So if you want a male for selective breeding and you need a anery 100% het purple, you might want to hit me up. Check out the banding on this guy's neck. Is that cool or what? I mean, I just love that the pattern is still everything you love about the super dwarf. It's a little aberrant and kind of blown up on the neck, but at the same time, it's not gone at all. And then when you get a real nice yellow head animal that's an anery, it's really not picking up because of the lighting in here, but this guy's head is green. They just have like a lime green look, and that's really what I think. You know, a lot of people in the early days of the aneries, they wanted just a solid black and silver snake, which is pretty much how this one looks now. But as they grow, they're where they normally have that orangey gold that most retics have, it turns into a green, and the sides are like a bluish color, kind of like what you see on a genetic stripe, the lower half of a lot of genetic stripes. So you can see the gray blue on them on the sides there. Yeah, this lighting is not doing these guys any justice, but there you go. So that's the anery. Now we got tigers as well, and this is the most exciting part. So I wanted to take that super refined pattern and put it into a pattern mutation, but I didn't want to use something like a golden child that's going to erase the pattern or wipe it out. I wanted something that was a little bit more subtle. So I went with a tiger. I had a female that she was one of the early ones produced by Prehistoric Pets. She was supposed to be an anery tiger, but it proved out that you know, she actually ended up being a het anery, and she was just that good looking. The het aneries are kind of visual, and so sometimes they come out looking anery. Quentin's question, if I don't like using tubs or racks, what tank size do I use on a dwarf? To be clear, I'm not against tubs or racks. I just think that the animals do like to see what's going on in the room. So if you were to get like larger tubs with windows at the front and stuff, that would be fine. They're also arboreal, and there's just not really a very good arboreal setup. When you say what's the tank size or enclosure size for a dwarf, it's going to depend on your lineage, because based on the bloodline, you can have anything from corn snake size all the way up. So my smallest adults are in like 3 foot by 2 foot cages for some of the small super dwarf and dwarf stuff. But if you're getting like a Jamp cross, I'm going to recommend, you know, the rule is give them as much space as possible, but because they really like it. And if you go back and watch one of my free tip Fridays about enclosures, you know, you can see I put the shelves in there and everything, and that makes it a lot bigger. But for an adult dwarf, I'm going to say like a 6 by 2 if you're not totally sure the size that it's going to get. And that'll end up housing something, you know, up to like maybe a 10-foot retic really comfortably. All right, so here it is. Now this is just a normal, it's not an anery, but I want you guys to notice what that single scale wide pattern that opens it up and brightens it does when you put it to a tiger, because this was super impressive. Look at this guy's neck. You see how that banded pattern has connected? But again, look at the black on it. It's just 1 scale wide and very clean on the rest of the background. And it's also provided a huge difference in contrast between the back saddles and the sides, where normally they're a little bit more uniform color. Those saddles are super white and the sides are like crazy orange. So it's really cool. And he's got that banded neck pattern. It also brings the white from the belly way up the sides. I mean, this guy has as much white as a lot of pieds, but going down his pattern, wait till you see his tail, because the pattern affects the neck portion and the tail the most. But on the tail, see how the belly white is trying to come up and the dorsal saddles are trying to come down, and they kind of collide with these side rosettes? Look at this tail portion, you guys, because they actually start to connect to each other and blow out. Look at that. You see the tail on that sucker? I mean, that looks like a mountain king snake or something. This guy is insane. So you can see the rosettes have completely been taken over. The belly pattern wraps right up to the top of the snake. And it just, I mean, this dude is awesome. I mean, he's a tiger double head anery purple. Chris, they definitely shed a lot more often than a ball python. It varies, but I mean, I've seen them shed twice in 1 week. So, but look at that. Look at the banding on that, you guys, how it connects. I mean, it literally looks like a Bengal tiger. You know, I always wondered why they called them tigers, but heck, now you know. Yeah, these are, Quentin, these are super docile, and I think it has to do with, you know, just the parents are awesome, and so the babies come out awesome, you know, right out of the egg. They basically act like this. And again, I know how to handle them, so they're kind of calm around me. But yeah, I love that. All right, so now check this out. This pattern with the tiger and that white diamond kind of clean up stuff from that line on an anery tiger. Let's see it. Because the anery is going to, you know, usher in those purple tones. So I brought 2 different tigers. Hey, buddy, come in here. I got 2 different tigers out of the clutch, anery tiger girls, to show you guys. Don't even bother about buying these. After a decade of working on this project, you're not getting them. Again, see how far up the white comes on the neck? And that beautiful banding. I mean, look at that. You just don't see retics that look like that. I don't know what that looks like. I mean, what kind of snake, what kind of species does that pattern resemble? It's pretty wild. And then the side rosettes with the tigers are even bigger. So these end up being really high white. And again, you can see this is the trait I want to keep refining, but the belly is pulled up towards the side rosettes and the top is pulled down. So the bigger and bigger I can get those side rosettes, the more of that pattern we're going to see. It does kind of look like some of the Morelias, you're right. What I want to see, it looks like kind of like a jaguar carpet or something, but what I would like to see is just a completely banded snake. So now, again, we're going to get down towards her tail and check this out. See how they start to connect and they make like a little hourglass shape and then banding out over there. Look how high white that is. And again, with this line in particular, the contrast between the dorsal pattern being, it's so light gray and it has a very purple tint to it. And then the sides right now are a dark gray, but those are going to turn green later on. So this will be like almost like a lilac purpley color with the green backgrounds on there. I mean, and super high white. Well, Family Jewels, yours doesn't count because yours is crazy spectacular. But yeah, there it is. Still got that black dorsal line going down from the Kalatoa influence. These are 50% Super Dwarf and some Jamp on top of there. But look what, I mean, I just think this girl is so beautiful as a banded anery tiger. You can kind of see the greenish tints and stuff right there. Yeah, that tail, like I said, it kind of looks like maybe sort of like a Brettles jag or something because that Brettle eye contrast, but I mean, just fantastic. So this is a more banded one. And then I also got a more striped anery tiger, which, like I said, most of them, they get the pattern from the dad. This one took more of the striping. It ends up looking like her mom, but she still has the very light single black scale wide pattern. So this one's got a ton of green on the background. You see that? The other one had more dorsal pattern. This one has more background color. So this one's going to be very green. Look at those, how wide those things are, those white stripes. And then as you get down towards the tail, the pattern is just completely blown out. It's just, look how much white is on this snake. That's pretty cool. So, and the white belly pattern just shatters up through the sides. I mean, it is really cool. So, two different looks. I love them both. And so I'm actually keeping the one of each, you know. And, you know, these selective breeding projects, it's actually, people always talk about what is so cool when the new morphs and everything's come out. But that's really easy. I mean, if you have a golden child and you breed it into something, half the clutch is coming out golden child. It's done and it's easy. What I think is really cool is getting these patterns. And again, so now that you've looked at a sampling from the clutch, let me pull that totally normal female out again so you can really see what it is. This is almost the most exciting snake to me because you can see the pattern traits. I mean, you just never see a retic that looks like that. That clean, that good, no morphs. This is just, you know, the benefit of breeding your own animals. And, you know, let's say you get 15, 20 babies or whatever, and you just always keep back the top 2 or 3% for yourself, and you go into that generations. I've been working with the Dwarf and Super Dwarf retics for almost 20 years. Can you believe that? And this is the result after all that time of doing that. And again, when I see exceptional, yeah, it is. I'm totally materialistic. I'm okay with that. When you see a really exceptional animal that someone else has hatched too, I mean, my big thing is give them some kudos and do what it takes to get that animal into your collection. So everybody out there nowadays, you know, people, yeah, no defensiveness or anything here with these guys. They're super sweet. So, I mean, you might get tagged by one if you're pulling it out of the tub or whatever, but usually that's going to be your fault because you don't understand like how to approach a retic, and they're very intelligent. You just kind of have to communicate your intentions when you get around them. So, not a big deal, but I mean, you can see so much color, so much contrast, really refined pattern. And the tough part is selective breeding takes a lot more snakes and a lot longer time. So you need to do that. But nowadays it seems like, you know, if you're even going to have a pet snake, you need to be breeding. That's the pressure. And that's not really true. But I would say if you are going to breed, don't go trying to get a sweet deal on a snake somewhere, get the cheapest one you can or whatever, because you're going to be putting serious amounts of time and money into raising these animals and producing these animals. And just like White Diamond male or whatever, when that guy originally was sold, I picked him up from someone when they were done with him because I tracked his progress throughout his life. But that animal originally sold for $25,000, the sire of this clutch. And that was, you certainly could have got quite a bit cheaper for a snow male at that time. But that animal, in my opinion, looking at the results of not just this clutch, but every baby that he's thrown, anything from that white diamond animal line has just turned out incredible. And so, you know, he's produced hundreds of babies by now, and they're all really amazing. So, you know, sometimes starting that bloodline, developing that stuff for yourselves. Again, that was an animal that was produced by Prehistoric Pets, and it was just an exceptional animal. It was something that I definitely needed to add to my collection, and I couldn't afford 25 G's at the time, so I just followed the animal, because a lot of times people breed them once, twice, and then they're obsolete, and they'll say, okay, well, I have a snow tiger now or something, so I'll pass that on. But my interest in that particular animal was his color and pattern was just absolutely exquisite, and far better than a lot of morphs for me. So yeah, I need to do the Super Dwarf Sunday too there, Drew, but you know, the reason why I haven't got around to it is I really want to do it really good justice, so I need to get ahead for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, look at that pattern. When's the last time you saw a retic like that? I just think that's so beautiful. And so the fun part is visualizing, well, what would this look like in anery? You know, it's going to turn all those bronze colors into greens, and what would that thin black lines look like on a tiger? You can see how small the white rosettes are, but how they still try to band out here. So by adding it to, you know, the perfect morph in tiger is what really created that. But this is the base that was required to do it. The tiger gene was very easy to add. This takes generations to make. So yeah, if you guys are going to do selective breeding stuff, I mean, I think you definitely need to just pick those exact right animals. When something jumps out at you and gets your attention, you know, that's the animal that you want to get. Not like, oh, well, so-and-so over here has a cheaper one or whatever. And the other thing is, you know, a lot of it is just about networking. You know, I'm friends with Brian Kusko and a lot of the people that are doing good stuff, especially selective breeding. I mean, I think, you know, people that are into doing a lot of the Super Dwarf stuff are people that I've definitely worked with over the years and stuff to try and develop the best relationship possible. Because I want to say, hey, when you get a clutch, I want to buy my way in, since I wasn't the one that breeding is just, you know, buy my way into that top, you know, gut feeling, you know, from experience. Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely true, is, you know, from experience, you're going to know kind of what it is that you're looking for. But the other thing is, too, everybody has a personal preference in what they like. So, I mean, I love that clean pattern with the color and the contrast where the black is really thin. Someone else might like something with a lot of black. I mean, Family Jewels, you're on here right now. I just sent you a tiger that was equally fantastic, but just totally opposite. And in the fact that it was just inky black pattern. It had a lot of that banding going on, almost on the whole snake. You guys are going to have to jump on Family Jewels' YouTube channel and check that guy out. You'll have to feature him a little bit more for me, just because I'm shouting him out. But you'll see what I mean. He has a lot of the banding pattern that I tend to breed for over here, but his was like thick, inky black. And that was from a Jampea Kalatoa cross. And so with some mainland in there. And what was cool was it had the busy pattern from the Super Dwarf, but the inky blacks and tons of contrast from the mainland. So, you know, I mean, that's the way to do it. Yeah, Reptile Wiggins, I'll be out there this weekend. I'm heading out on Saturday for Pomona. Same thing goes for the rest of you guys. I mean, you know, my phone number is all over. You can go jump right on reachoutreptiles.com and grab it. If you are going to be at Pomona, shoot me a text. I'll be getting in like a little bit after lunch on Saturday, and I'll be there the rest of that day and into the night at the US Arc auction and all that kind of stuff. So I would absolutely love to meet some of you guys in person. That would be great. You know, it's always awesome to put a face to a name and stuff like that. So hit me up and we'll see you guys there. That would be great. And yeah, I'm totally looking forward. One soft kiss to Brian Kusko's thing as well. That's going to be a whole lot of fun, getting him out here and finally showing off some of the snakes. And you guys will have to tune into his channel too to see that stuff. Watch his vlogs and things That's going to be right before Tinley Park in October, because he's driving out there with me. But I don't show off a whole lot of my holdbacks. I did this just for you guys because most of the animals in this box are ones that I'm keeping. I love to, yeah, that's right, Quentin. Sounds good, man. We'll stuff you in there. But, you know, my holdback stuff, a lot of times I just keep those. Those are mine. And occasionally on Facebook or whatever, I'll slip out a little, you know, kind of like this one was looking good today picture or whatever. But for the most part, the things that I post and that you see from me are stuff that's for sale. I just kind of keep my projects to myself, which is why a lot of people haven't seen that, the white diamond male and all those kinds of things. But that's coming. I'm going to do a lot more. What I actually want to do, one of the things I'm sure you guys that have bought from me know that I never keep availability lists. I work more off of waiting lists. So like there's a lot of people that were waiting on the results of this clutch knowing that I had it, and you know the snakes are getting bought up as soon as they hatch, especially with Dwarf and Super Dwarf being in such high demand with so few people working for them. Yeah, the purple fiddle, that sounds good, man. That's very cool. You know, so what I want to start doing on reachoutreptiles.com is posting pairings that you can actually subscribe to and get updates as the eggs incubate and when they hatch and stuff like that, so that you guys will be able to keep on top of what is coming out and be able to jump in there and actually do the, you know, the thing where you can buy your way into that top 5% of whatever clutch and get those holdback quality animals, you know, like this male tiger that was in here, that normal tiger double head. That guy is absolutely off the hook, and I don't know, you know, what kind of projects he would be good for, but you know, it's going to be a pretty quick one. What's up, Tom Foolery Drew? Anyway, so yeah, that's it. But I appreciate you guys coming on. Go ahead and continue to throw down some comments. Give me some feedback about how this went, other than somehow getting stuck on portrait style. I thought it was pretty fun to crash the party over there on Brian Kusko's live feed. So we might have to do some stuff like that. Hopefully, our intention was to be able to give you guys the atmosphere of us hanging out a little bit more in a live setting. If you ever go back and watch on Triple B TV the interviews that he does with me, there's a whole lot of that. But yeah, you know, we wanted to kind of invite you guys and include you in on that. So thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and come on back on Friday for another free tip, and then after that I'm off to Pomona, so I will see you guys in California. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night.